Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are all healthy and well, staying safe, especially if you're in lockdown in Australia. We are currently in day 2 of lockdown, but we just got told it's going to be extended until Sunday when it was actually meant to finish on Tuesday. So bit of a bummer, but it's okay. Hopefully we can just get it all under control. As you may have noticed, I have cut all my hair off and I'm really loving it. I feel like I've just entered womanhood now that I've finally cut it off, you know, like I'm reinventing myself, like some serious main character energy over here. We are just, it's like I've been through a breakup, except I haven't. And with new hair comes an updated makeup routine. The last couple of weeks I've been splurging on some new makeup products, so I have just been changing it up a bit and I wanted to give you guys the 411. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this makeup routine is more so like my going out type of makeup, like a little more glam, but not like super heavy glam. It's just like kind of smoked up a little and just not exactly like, you know, your no makeup routine. So this is what I would end up doing if I was like going out to lunch or going out to drinks and dinner with the gals. So the first thing I'm going in with is the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. It just hydrates my face really nice and it just helps it to kind of move around and blend into my skin a little easier. So I just squirt a little bit of that onto my brush and I just buff it in with my foundation brush. Next up, I'm heading in with the Benefit Boing Brightening Concealer in the shade number 1, and I just pop this under my eyes just to kind of wake me up a little bit, and I'll just pop it over my eyelid a little bit as well. I don't use much product, but it does blend in quite nice. Now for foundation, I use the Mecca Max Selfie Skin. It's a 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. Nothing has changed. I've been using this for years now. It is so good. It's only $28 and it lasts forever. So I've got it in the shade MW7 Sunshine, but my tan is fading a little, so I'm gonna go in with LC2 Buff, just a little tiny bit, just to lighten it up. So I'll just squirt that onto my brush as well. Hopefully this color is right. I definitely put too much on. I'll just be extra full coverage today. We're being extra on main character energy. Oh god, this is a lot. Okay, I don't usually do those 2 squirts. I don't know why I did 2. Although it is a good color. Color-wise, it's not bad. It's just, that's a lot of product. I don't usually use this much product, so I'm just gonna go in with a beauty blender and just kind of pat it around. Take off any excess that we don't need. Like, I don't usually cover my lips like this. My gosh. Stunning. Okay. Oh my god, why is there black on my blender? There's no black on my face, is there? No good. Imagine that, there's like black. It's on my fingernail. Where did this black come from? It's on my hand! Where did this black come from? Next up for contour, I'm just taking the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade Mocha, and I'm just going to pop a little bit here, down my jaw, under my lip, under my nose. I like to try and make my nose look a little more lifted, so I try to just take it to like the point where I want it to end, even though my nose actually ends down here, you know? It's all illusions. And then, again, just using the same brush, I'll blend it out. It blends really nicely with this foundation. Like, you can barely see it's there, but it's just like a really subtle contour. So I really like it. Trying to not blend it into my hair. Now that it's lighter as well, it's more obvious if it turns like orange. If you were in the Brisbane area and you're needing an exceptional hairdresser, she just does it from home. It's my friend Katie. She is incredible. Like, I've got so many friends that now go to her as well, and then friends of their friends, and you know, like, she is honestly the best. This is a little Morphe brush that I use just for buffing out like the smaller areas. So I've got the Morphe M173. The foundation brush that I use is Bare Minerals Smoothing Face. And I'll try to lift it a little on either side and then take it up the sides a little, because I don't like too much product on the sides of my nose because it just makes the contour look really obvious for me. On other nose shapes and stuff it looks fine, but just for me it's not great. So I'll just use any excess product and just brush it up. So for concealer, I go in with 2 different concealers for 2 different purposes because they are actually different colors. So I've got the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade 16N Fair Light Neutral. This, I don't use much product. I only use it under my eyes, and I'll usually use it right here in between my eyebrows. And then I've got the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer, and that's in the shade 1.5W. And this is a bit of a warmer, darker color that I'll use for just lightening up under my cheekbones, just to kind of like strengthen that contour. And then also to highlight my Cupid's bow, my chin, my nose, the tip of my nose, and then also just to lighten out the sides here to kind of lift the face. I don't like this highlight to be too obvious, so I only just like lightly brush a small amount and then I'll blend it all the way back up. And then ta-da, I look like a clown. So I don't use a whole lot. I don't like to drag down my concealer or anything because then it just kind of makes this whole space look really big, and what I want is to lift. So I want more like highlight this way, like pulling. Next up, I take the Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder in the shade Light. And I'll just brush this over just to set in all of the liquid products and cream products. And I just dab it in because I don't want to move the product around in case it's still a little wet. Oh no, my camera is getting hot. It is in the sun. What if I pull down the light a little? Yeah, look, my camera is overheating, but we're just gonna push through until it dies on me. So I've recently bought the NARS bronzer in the shade Laguna because that's like their best-selling shade. And I don't love it on its own. I love how it looks in pictures because it really does give this beautiful like bronze look. But I have been mixing it with my usual MAC Give Me Sun. So I'll go in with Laguna first. I'll pretty much just take it everywhere that my contour was. I only bought the mini because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. My friend didn't like it, so then I was like, well, I'll take your word for it, but I still want to try it. So just got the mini. So it just kind of looks a little more brown as opposed to like bronze. So that's why I go in with my Give Me Sun from MAC, which has been my go-to since I was like, I don't know, 19 years old. I remember Shani Grimman used to use it back in the day. She probably still does, but I remember being influenced by her, and honestly that was the best thing I ever bought. Now next up is another new addition, which is the NARS Blush in Orgasm. I mean, it's been around for years and I've always known about it, but for some reason I just never tried it. So here we are. It's a beautiful like corally color. It's got like a beautiful gold shimmer through it, so it looks stunning in golden hour and whenever you're taking pics, because it's kind of like, to me it's like a low-key highlighter and blush in one. I do find that I have to build it up though, which is good because like you never want something too pigmented and then have to try and take it off. But like I love putting a lot of blush on, so it kind of bothers me sometimes when it's such a beautiful color, but it takes a long time to get it to work. So I just brush mine from like my temple to about halfway down my cheekbone here because I don't want to bring too much of the color onto my actual like apples of my cheeks, because then it kind of weighs your face down. So keeping it lifted, just keeping it all around the edges. This is kind of where I just put my bronzer, my blush and my highlighter. And then I'll put like a tiny bit on my nose. Next up, I am taking the Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in the shade Champagne Pop. You can hear the washing machine. It sings a song when it's done. This one I've been using since I went to New York in 2019. I think that's where I got it. And it was just like a mini because it came in like a little like value pack, and it is still lasting me because you really don't need much. So I've got like this much on my brush here and it'll probably last me both sides. And then I'll just take this tiny little eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to pop a tiny amount on the tip of my nose. Again, trying to lift it, and then I'll pop some right up here, right above the bridge of my nose. But I don't want to keep it too wide. I want to try and keep it quite slim. I don't like it to go any further down because then it highlights the bridge, and what I'm trying to do is create a lift. So what you need is shadow here, but then light, you know, so that it's kind of more like a sunken, like a lift, as opposed to like bing, light. Okay, so my camera overheated. I've let it cool down for a little bit and I've just brought down the blind in front of me. So sorry if it's a little darker, but hopefully you can still see what we're doing. I will zoom in soon when we go to eyes. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that same highlight on my Cupid's bow. Moving on to eyes, what I'll usually do is take the Gimme Sun again, and I'll just pop that through my crease. Let's zoom in. Here we are, up close and personal. So just sweeping this through my crease as my little base color. Next up, I'm taking the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I've been using this since I was like 19, 20, I don't know. And I just pop this in the outer corner just to like give it a little bit of depth, to lift my eye a little. I want to blend that a lot though. So the shade I'm taking is Caramelized. I just realized I never actually said that. And it's actually a shimmer, which is hilarious because most people would say not to use a shimmer, but I just feel like it's the perfect shade. And I don't really mind the shimmer. I think it's cute. You can't really see it anyway. And then I'll just pop that under my eye as well. Next up, I'll take the shade Peaches and Cream. And I'm just going to pop this on the first 2/3 of my eye. I like to pat it down. And then I'm taking the shade Nectar and I'm putting that in the inner corner and also on the brow bone. And then just for a little more pop, I go in with the Mellow Cosmetics Treasure Chest palette. I use the shade Crystal, just lightly on top. Okay, at the moment I am really obsessed with the Mecca Max IMAX eyeliner. I've got the shade Wake Up Call, and then I've also got the shade Brown Eyed Girl. And I find they're really good at like smudging and blending. The brown one, I'm going to just roughly pop it across my eyeline and then just buff it out a bit with a small brush and kind of flick it up as a smoky wing. I've got 4 minutes left on my memory card. What the heck? Then I'll go in with the Wake Up Call and I'll just pop it in my eyeline just to make my eyes look nice and awake. Makes them look a little bit bigger as well. Usually at night time, if I'm really going full glam, I'll pop some of the Brown Eyed Girl up in my inner corner, and I'll buff that out as well just to make it more dramatic, and then I'll pop this in my waterline as well. So next we are going on to mascara. And at the moment, I have been switching between the CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean Mascara, which is so nice. And that's more like my everyday type of mascara. However, I've also got this little NARS Climax Mini. I think I got it in like a Beauty Loop box or something. And I feel like it just gives a really nice smoky eye type of effect. So that's what we're going to use today. See what I mean? Like, it's just very sexy. It's not like super long or voluminous or anything, but it's just like, it's just enough. So next up, we're moving on to brows, and look, they need some work. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had them laminated or shaped or tinted or anything since like the start of the year. My brow lady went on maternity leave and I was like, that's okay, I'll just wait it out. And then now it's just getting a little ridiculous. So I'm just brushing through with the Pony Cosmetics Zebra Brow Gel. I just brush them through as best that I can. I got rid of all like my soap bars and stuff back when I started getting laminations because I didn't need to use soap for soap brows anymore. So now we've just got clear brow gel. I just haven't really thought to actually go buy a bar of soap. And then as per usual, I use the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim in the shade Soft Brown. Yeah, Soft Brown. I just lightly do like hair-like strokes just to try and make them look as natural as possible. Nothing compares to a lamination. Okay, now for lashes. I'm just heading in with, what are these? These are the Ardell Demi Wispies. I've just got like a 6-pack of them. But I've cut them in half just so that I can do like a little cat eye accent lash situation. Okie dokie, lashes are done, and now moving on to lips, the final step of my makeup routine, the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in the shade Pillow Talk. And I have been changing around my lip color recently. I've bought like 5 different lipsticks. Actually, I bought 4, and then it was like National Lipstick Day at MAC, and so I just got another lipstick for free, which was awesome. My usual combo was the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner with Honey Love, which is a beautiful peachy nude. You can see I was running out, but I did buy a new one. And then I kind of wanted something a little more corally, and so then I started getting Runway Hit, which is what you will have seen in like all of my recent pictures. I did get asked about this color a fair bit. So this is Runway Hit. It's really pretty, but then I wanted something in between Honey Love and Runway Hit, and we found Kinda Sexy, which is this one here. And it's really nice. Please Me is another one that I got, which is a beautiful, like cool toned pink, but it's still kind of warm. I don't know, it's just so pretty. It's like a peachy pink. I really like it. So I'm literally just like switching between all of them at the moment, but I think for this, we're gonna go with Kinda Sexy. Let's line the lips first. I always go a little bit over my lip line. And right between my Cupid's bow as well, just to kind of make that pouty effect. I usually keep quite close to my lip line on like the outer edges, and then as we get upwards, we go over the line. And then I just colour in the edges, colouring in. And then let's go in with Kinda Sexy. It's so pretty. Like, it really is in between. So let's do some swatches. So this is Honey Love, right? Kind of sexy. And then runway hit. So you can see between the three, like these two are really close, but you can tell that this is more peachy. So it really is just like a middleman between Honey Love and Runway Hit. It's really nice because I find that the Honey Love is like a peachy nude, but it's still very browny. Like it's very nude, whereas this one's more a peachy nude. I just think it's such a flattering color. Like I feel like it's kind of like a pillow talk situation where it's probably a color that suits everyone. It's just really nice. So that is my updated makeup routine. This is what I would wear if I was heading out, if lockdown wasn't a thing. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys in my next video.